Jealousy is not really something that we like to talk about.
What I really loved about this Jealous podcast is it's going to put me into that sense of like, how do you enjoy what you have?
How's it going, everybody? It's Mackenzie. I'm sitting here by myself, so I'm going to be a little awkward. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm looking at both cameras. I just feel very like under the microscope. Not very comfortable to just be sitting here by myself. But yes, this week I had the pleasure of bringing on my own guest. I am usually the awkward third wheel sitting in on all these great conversations and just adding my 2 cents here and there. But this week I had my own guest, and it was someone I was very excited to bring on as a mom and someone who also has an Instagram account. I can find myself scrolling on these mom accounts just kind of like endlessly and getting advice and just kind of comparing my experiences as a mom to other moms. And Linda Fruits, who runs the Fruits of Motherhood account, is who my guest was this week. She creates incredible, so relatable content. She's just got such a strong message about being a mom and what it's like to be a mom and kind of her journey. And she's so real about it. And it's so relatable. It's just so good, I think, and important for moms to have someone like her, because if you're a mom or a parent, you know motherhood can be kind of messy, kind of chaotic, so much fun, and you have so much love to give, but you know, it's not always perfect. And she shares that message. So yeah, she's a graphic designer, a writer, and I'd say kind of an influencer on Instagram and her own website. So Linda Fruits, Fruits of Motherhood, please go follow her and enjoy our conversation. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be so much fun. Obviously, I follow you on Instagram and have for a while, probably definitely since my second one. I don't know if I discovered you it's been probably a year. How long have you been doing this?
Let's see. I think it's almost 3 years because I judge by how old my oldest is.
Yes.
And he's like 2.5 and some change because, you lose count, but almost 3 years.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're building like this empire for moms. You're building this great creative place for moms, and I think it's wonderful. So I kind of introduced you at the beginning, but I'm just going to have you introduce yourself, kind of share who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. My name is Linda Fruits, hence the name Fruits of Motherhood, and I'm just a regular old mom losing her mind one day at a time. It's just that I put it on social media for others to enjoy.
I'm so glad that you do. Because I think like your page for sure, when I found it, I'm scrolling. I'm like, yes. Like everything that you are going through, I feel like I'm either going through right now, I went through yesterday, or I went through like a year ago with these kids. And it's like so relatable. I love everything about it. How did you decide to get started?
Thanks so much. Let's see, my younger sister has a spam account. Like all these younger kids do this spam Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I can do a mom spam. I didn't even know it was a thing because my oldest at the time was just a couple months old. And so I was like, all right, we're doing this. I started typing in like mom spam as like my name. And of course that was taken. And that was a progression all in its own, the name Fruits of Motherhood. But I started writing and sharing, and I was like, oh, there's other moms who do this too, and just never quit.
Well, it's been great. It's been great. I know there are like a lot out there, but yours is so consistent and just so on brand, which I can tell. Like you're a graphic designer and a writer, so I can tell everything like looks the same. It's so cohesive. It's so pretty. I'm like, yes, this girl, she's got some background in something else. Like she knows what she's doing.
Marketing, you got to keep it branded. Exactly.
Well, I'm going to kind of back up. So Jealous Podcast, that's the podcast you're on right now, obviously. We always like to ask our guests at the beginning what jealousy means to them. Mm-hmm. So what does jealousy mean to you?
I get really jealous when my husband is eating a cheese pizza in front of me because I have to be dairy free right now for my youngest who's still breastfeeding. And so it's like a want slash, and it's always revolving around food, right? Like I'm always jealous of food. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think like why I wanted to bring you on here is because we do have all these accounts on Instagram and all these people that we follow, and even moms and women, especially. I think we compare ourselves like, I know I'm constantly comparing myself to like other women, other moms, even like my kids. Like I can compare like their developmental, like, you know, like those milestones with others. And I do that to myself. So stupid, you know?
Yeah, it's hurt. You hurt your own feelings.
You do. You hurt your own feelings, and this like jealousy sneaks in, and that's when I just have to tell myself to like, no, like pump the brakes. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You being so online with your brand and everything, do you ever run into that? And if you do, like, how do you navigate those tricky feelings?
Yeah. So when I first started too, I would see all these people with a ton of followers, and I was like, that's never going to be me. I'm never going to be there. But all of a sudden, I'm not that I'm even finished, you know, like I still am not satisfied. I just think that depending on, you know, your personality type, you want to keep going. And also the comparing with other women. I'm like, you know what? You got to do the best you can. Mm-hmm. Try to definitely suppress. I don't advise suppressing feelings, but that one is like not helpful.
No. It's not. Like that's the one thing. There are like sadness that can be helpful, happiness obviously that can be helpful, anger can even be helpful sometimes, but jealousy, it's like it's kind of a trap. It's that comparison trap that we can talk about, which is just not good. But yeah, that's why I think with your content, with your message, like everything you're putting out there, people can compare themselves to you, but in a healthy, like good way.
Right. Like I try so hard not to post pictures that are like picture perfect or, you know, because if they're hard to get, let's be honest, it's not easy. But I kind of admire other people who are honest about like, okay, my day was a complete train wreck. How about yours? You know, and that's kind of the whole point. I don't want people to be jealous of me. I want them to see themselves in me, I guess.
Right. And that's that modern day motherhood, I think. And I think you've kind of described it like in your articles and your blog as that, like what your tagline is, what is it? It's taking the...
And normalizing motherhood, just in every sense of the way.
Yes. Cause it's not like the 1950s or what, you know, we are not these like perfect housewives. We are not these like perfect women raising these perfect little, which they weren't either. Let's cut the shit. Like they were
competition.
Yes.
They were constantly like, I'm the better mom. I'm the better wife. All this stuff. I'm like, I don't even think my husband would consider me perfect or even close to perfect, but I wouldn't even want him to nowadays. You know, it's changed.
Yes. It's changed so much. Definitely for the better. Definitely for the better. What keeps you creative? What keeps you coming up with these ideas? Like what keeps you going with all this stuff you're putting out there?
I feel like at the end of the day, when all the kids are asleep, that's my time, you know, and I go to sleep rather early. I'm almost embarrassed to say how early. So when I have those like 5 minutes to myself, I think about my day and I'm like, okay, like honestly, what happened today? How did my kids make me feel? And I try to write about it. So like my 8:30 post is my summary of the day for the most part, you know, or maybe 8 depending on sleep. But I try to formulate how I felt into a meme, so to speak. And I try to do it every day. And sometimes things comes to me while I'm, you know, doing laundry. And I'm like grabbing my phone and I'm like writing it in my notes. And I'm like, I'll come back to that later.
I definitely do that too. Like I have a notes on my phone section where I'm like, oh, that'd be like funny. But it's not even that it's funny. It's like, it's real. And I know, like, I love putting stuff out there that's real that happened to me in my day and then hearing like other people's stories. Like, I think it is so much fun.
Yes.
To see.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I just recently posted something which I wasn't expecting the kind of response that I got. It was about what's something that like your husband says that drives you crazy, like trigger words.
Yes.
It's funny how that happens in marriage. And so there's so many comments it's hysterical to just read. And it makes my day. Like, we're all sharing these kind of insignificant things, but connecting with it. I just enjoy it.
That's the thing, especially right now when it is the year of COVID or, whatever is going on. And we are all kind of stuck inside our homes. Some of those people that we've had, even just like a friend to pop over, like we can't do that as easily as we could anymore. So I think pages like yours, it's so important to have, because it's like that best friend or that, that girlfriend that you can just like get on and like talk to, vent to. I just think like, I don't know, Instagram, social, it can get a bad like reputation, but I think for like moms specifically, it's so important right now.
Absolutely.
The reason why you're on here is because I am jealous of you, in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
I went to school for graphic design as well.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So like your page, instantly connected with. I'm like, it's got
it's
a
funny.
whole
There's
vibe.
another Instamom, what I call her, called them, that she also does graphic design. So when anyone tells me that, the compliment just sinks in a little deeper.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, you are a graphic designer, you're a writer. How did you decide, like, I'm going to bring all these things together? What's your background with even the graphic design and the writing? Like, because I know, and we'll get into it later, but you're a stay-at-home mom. That is your job. That's a huge job. Did you have like a job as a graphic designer or writer before you decided to have kids and stay home?
Yeah, so I actually started going to school for videography, and I thought, oh, that's fun. So you're already in art school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just like being creative, and this music video thing. Come on, who doesn't like making music videos? So after a while, I realized that that's not really a real career path for me. And I found graphic design, which is something I ironically have been doing my whole life, like making stuff on my phone and, just not without knowing what graphic design is. I've been doing it forever. And so it just kind of clicked. I switched my majors. I did graphic design. I did an internship at a car rental company, which sounds kind of lame, but they're actually cool.
Yeah.
I used to work for Sixt, which is known for being kind of in your face, bold marketing. And after my internship, of course, they're like, please stay. So I worked for them for a couple years and then decided it was time to start a family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So your oldest is 2.5, 3?
Yeah, depending on the month of the year.
Yeah. My oldest is officially, he'll be 2.5 this month on the 15th. Because I think our kids are pretty similar in age.
Your youngest is how old?
9 months.
Oh, yeah, mine's like 7-ish, almost.
Yeah. So 9 months and 2.5. What's that been like for you, having two fairly close in age and being at home with both of them?
I would say in the beginning of Corona, like in that awkward phase where no one was doing like anything, I had my husband home. So I was really thankful to kind of get me through that newborn funk, with having a toddler. But you still get a little stir crazy. If I didn't see another adult for, days, it's hard, especially with the two kids. You're like, I just want to talk to someone. But, I feel like now things are kind of, maybe I just got used to it. I don't know.
Yeah. But, I don't think you just got used to it. I think it's,
or like maybe we've all adjusted, like my really close friends, I think we text a little bit more to kind of like throughout the day because we're all doing the same thing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, so much. It can't be like quantified. Yeah, it's so much. But then you like look back, you're like, what did I do? Well, I kept these two kids alive, and I did. But it's like, yeah. So when we first started, COVID hit Iowa kind of hard, and so we didn't really know what to do as a business. And I was at home, and my kids were at home, and I was like, holy shit! Like, I don't know how people like you do it. I don't know how daycare providers do it. Like, I honestly don't know, because I'm not built to stay home. Like, I don't know. Like, so I give you so much props.
I really think that my Instagram, like it's like my outlet, kind of my escape, this blog, and then I have a little Etsy shop, and I do all these like little things in the spare time or the 20 minutes, an hour I have during nap time to kind of keep me going mentally, creatively, and then I do freelance graphic design on the side. So it's like I'm working from home, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, especially with like the COVID and my little support, my safety net, the grandmothers
Yes.
that weren't coming over or that I couldn't see, and the days were just blending together.
Yes.
Yeah. If it wasn't for my Instagram, I don't think that keeps me going.
Yeah. And it's keeping so many other moms that are in your exact same shoes or mine, going to.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes. I don't know. Like, do you know how important what you're doing is? I don't know.
My husband said like, it's going to mean so much more now that no one is doing anything or that we're going through something together separately. The fact that what you do is online, I'm like, I feel thankful that I got to this point to be able to reach so many people, but it helps me, I think, as much as it helps them.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely relate. I have like this second Instagram of mine, and I do like, it is such an outlet for me to just go it's like my diary. And I tell you what, I have a Twitter, and during maternity leave, that thing, I felt like very judged because I was just putting everything out there, and I'm like, I'm sure people think I'm just like nuts, or do they even think I'm taking care of my kid because I'm on there? But it's like, it is like, people don't understand. It is like my diary. It's like, I have to like take care of these kids and do these things, but I have to also put these thoughts somewhere. And they're weird. They're off the wall, but like they have to go somewhere or else we go crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. What has been some of the feedback that you've, gotten from women, from moms, like, that's really kind of touched you or keeps you going?
So I just started my blog, more or less. Like I started my own website and put my writing on there. And whenever I share something from there, it's usually really heartfelt and kind of emotional. And maybe I should be a little embarrassed to share some of this stuff, but I try not to be. And that's the whole point of it. But the moms that reply and they say, thank you so much. I needed this. This made me tear up. Like, you have no idea how much I needed to see this, that it makes me feel so much better to know that I'm not alone. Like, it pours out and it pours into my heart. Like, I just can't take it. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh. I get it. I think it's like, I don't know if like does your husband get it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's really proud.
And he should be.
Very proud.
I don't know if guys have, maybe they do, like in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'd read that and get the same, like, I don't think they'd understand. And I think that's what's really, really cool about it. It's like designed specifically for moms, by moms. It's just, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Actually, my husband, I told him to start a Fruits of Fatherhood.
He should.
Yeah, he did. And then just didn't do anything with it. I was like, okay, we have to delete that. You can't do this.
Well, yeah, it's hard. Like, if you decide that you're going to do something, especially online, you have to like be consistent with it, it can be hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I was like, hey, you didn't post anything today, like his manager.
Yeah, he needs that. Does he work from home too?
Actually, no. He works in the tourism business, so of course that's very shut down.
Oh.
We live in Florida, so there's no chance that that's going to happen right now. So while we've been home, I was like, why don't you do this? And you can kind of speak from the father's side. But like you said, I just think that it's more of a mom thing, like the communication and the writing and getting it out there.
Yeah, it is. Guys can try, but I just don't know if they just don't have it in them. That's okay. That's our thing.
Yeah. I was like, okay, fine.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about your TikTok for a minute. Just explain to me how this happened. Like, it is, anyone that's listening, watching, like, you need to find her on TikTok. Oh my God. Internet gold.
I was really late to the TikTok game. Like I just started it maybe 2 months ago and I've had so much fun. I had no idea what it was about. I thought it was for kids doing dances all the time. And I was like, oh, you think you're too good for that. And then finally my friend was always sending me these funny TikToks about kids and moms. And I'm like, okay, what have I been waiting for? I signed up and then I have never stopped looking at TikTok or making these silly videos.
Do you do those? I know you said earlier, like 8:00 bedtime, but do you like find time to do those during nap time? Like when are you doing those?
So when my littlest one goes to sleep because my oldest decided he's not going to nap anymore.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, terrible, but it's okay. I lay down and I'm like, okay, all right. And then I'm like inspired. I'm like, let's make a TikTok.
They freaking kill me. Like turning on the dishwasher or turning on they're so fun. And I'm not saying this to embarrass you. Like it's good. Embrace it. They are funny as hell.
Yeah, but TikTok is like where people, they kind of take a concept and they rework it. So I try to take something and then make it about motherhood or marriage. I like to make fun of my husband all the time.
It's good. That keeps those husbands humble. Like they need that. My husband definitely becomes like, I will make a joke or spin something he said. He's like, yeah, but I didn't say it that way. I'm like, yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. And people will, it's good. He's like, I think you're lying. I'm like, I think I'm not. Like, this is what I heard. This is fine. This is fine.
He told me once that he's trying to give me good content. I'm like, you don't have to lie.
No, it just kind of happens naturally. That's what I love about you. Oh my God. I haven't downloaded TikTok because like, I know I would get nothing done. I wouldn't.
Yeah. I would say the first week, I literally, there's a counter that shows you how many TikToks you've watched. No. And it's rather embarrassing. No. Even the Instagram saying how many hours you spend on Instagram a day. I'm like, no, we need to not do that. Like, why would they do that to us right now? No. Right. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Like I've got enough like vices. I just ate 3 Reese's peanut butter cups before I hopped on here. Like I have enough crap that I need to figure out. I don't need to be told. I can't do it right before bedtime because it's just a black hole. And all of a sudden it's like 2 hours later and my mind is going, as you know, just like the marketing brain is a little different, the creative brain. So I'm like, oh, this, and I write all these notes. I'm like, oh my God, stop. Yeah. I can only look at it during the day.
So true. I don't know how many times I've like literally hopped out of the shower to grab my phone because like the shower is the only time I have to actually be by myself and think. And I think of these like quote unquote genius ideas. Yes. And I'm like, hold on. And then I read them out loud to my husband or like a coworker and I get like that like dead expression. Like, okay. I'm like,
you're like, that was it.
Yeah. I'm like, but it's funny. Like it is funny. Nothing. I'm like, that seems rude because I think it's brilliant. My mom friends are going to love this. So you just wait.
Oh my God. You have no idea how many times I've said that to my husband. I'm like, you're not my demographic. Never mind.
Exactly. It's so true. Like, I'm not building this for you. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
The shower thing. Same. Literally, I bring my phone, I set it up and I'm like, oh, okay. Like my $1 million ideas.
Seriously. I know. And I was reading the Glennon Doyle, Untamed book. Have you read that book?
No, I haven't.
I just started reading it and I think like her daughter or something was like, Mom, every time I get in the shower, like I think of all these ideas, like what happens? Is it magic in there? And she was like, no, that's called thinking. Like you're actually thinking. And I'm like, that is so true. That is the only time I have to actually like let my brain do what it was supposed to do. Because I mean, either it's a kid or it's a phone or it's work or it's a computer. Like there's so many distractions. They need to like hour-long showers. We need to like make that a thing. Get that on the agenda for, whoever becomes president.
Let me write that down.
Yes, seriously. Oh my gosh. So what's next for you? Like, what do you want to do next?
I'm experimenting for sure. Like I've been putting all my TikToks on YouTube for those who don't have TikTok. but I'm also trying to make a YouTube channel. So I try to make videos, but I haven't quite figured out my mission for that. I don't know.
That's okay.
Just working on my, I guess, the brand of Fruits of Motherhood.
Yeah.
Maybe write a book. We'll see.
You should write a book. You should write a book. It's
I'll
kind of
do
like
that.
modern day, I mean, blogging. It's like, at least you can go back and reference. It would be hard to write a book like without blogs or without like articles and stuff that you write. But yeah, I know. I was like, I want to write a book. I'm like, wait, like I am not that interesting. I don't think. Maybe I should stick to Instagram for a little bit longer before I.
Yeah, but it's like the time too. Like how am I supposed to have time to do that? And then my blog is like the free information. So is my Instagram, free entertainment. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
know.
It's to be determined.
Yeah. What's been your biggest surprise, like in becoming a mother?
Honestly, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I do. Like it's very and then the love too. Like I think like just between being able to enjoy it and then the love that you have for your kids and they have for you, like I totally didn't expect that. I think that is the most meaningful part of it for me.
Absolutely. I was so worried. So I had baby number one, amazing. You dedicate all your time to this little person, and then I got pregnant again, and I have never felt more guilty about something in my like entire life because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and then the second baby gets here, and it's insane how your brain, body, everything just like works together. It's like it just like makes room. It's not even it makes room. It's just like that was supposed to be there the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I always say that about my second child. It was like he was the puzzle piece that we didn't even know we needed. Like all of a sudden motherhood is easier for me in a sense because I'm no longer doing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost took that second child to shake that out of me. Like, you're going to be okay. It's okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think is like the hardest part?
I don't know. I think still because, the youngest is so little is like dividing myself a little bit. We're starting to do things together more every day, but still like I have to give my toddler undivided attention.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the little one always needs undivided attention.
All the time. All
Right.
the time at that age. It's crazy. It's crazy that me personally, like I am a different person as a mom than like even in everything that I do. Like I just see things through a different lens, like as a mom.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy to like look back on even some of the relationships that I had with friends or, people who are moms now, aren't moms now, just like people, like I just like look at them completely different. Like, do you feel some of that too?
Absolutely. I'm like, I hardly even recognize who I was before. Like the kind of empathy I have towards other people, like that was not there before. I mean, obviously I was still empathetic, but it's so different.
It
You see
is.
people as like almost like everyone's someone's child, like.
That is so, oh gosh, gonna make me cry. It's so true.
No, don't cry because I will cry.
I've already probably cried like 3 times on the way I need to like lay off the podcasts. I told myself, which I'm like, I'm recording a podcast. I was telling someone the other day, I'm like, you know what you need to do? You need to like quit listening to podcasts and form your own opinions. Just like listen to music. And I'm like, what the fuck am I talking? Like, where am I getting like this advice? Then I'm like, I'm going to go like record my podcast now. I'm like, wait, that's not what I mean. That's not what I need to be doing. Oh my gosh. So yeah, let's just talk about your brand just a little bit more, like your mission.
So I just want moms to feel comfortable with all the changes that they go through. I want them to feel like they're not alone, like everything. Just this last video, my last TikTok that I made about postpartum sex pretty much, and how long did people wait? And I kind of just asked that question just to ask it. I didn't even put how long I waited because I thought it was a really long time. So my husband and I waited 6 months because obviously it's traumatic what we go through as women. And ironically, all the comments almost say the same thing. And all of a sudden I didn't feel less alone, and I'm sure they felt the same because we're doing each other this service of being honest. Mm-hmm. And that's,
No, it's what people, it is. It's like, again, this conversation, these are important conversations to open up, because I do think that so many moms feel alone in their journey, especially new moms. Like I have a coworker and his wife is going to have a baby like super soon. I'm so excited for them. And of course I'm so excited to see this precious little baby, but I am like, my focus is on like this mom, because I'm like, everything is going to change.
Literally. Yeah. And you don't want to scare them. You're like, it's going to be great. You're going to get through this. And then when they have the baby, they're like, okay, are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you showering? Do you need to shower?
Yes.
Do you need 5 minutes?
Yes, exactly. I just never knew what people were going through, and I shouldn't just say moms, parents. Like, it is such your world gets turned upside down. Yes, it's for the better, but like for a little bit there, you're not sure. You're not sure.
I remember thinking, I'm like, why do people do this?
Yes. I, with my second, we had him 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. We went and saw our in-laws for Thanksgiving. So I've got this toddler, this 2-week-old baby. I wake up in the middle of the night and I get mastitis the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh.
And I am like, why the fuck did nobody tell me this? And people will watch out, but no, like I didn't know until I got on, Google and the mommy blogs and the mommy pages, and I like understood. I'm like, this is actually like really, really helpful.
Yeah. I feel like, because once we become moms, like we're talking about this stuff nonstop, but until you become a mom, you don't know to talk to other moms to know what's coming.
No idea. And like my mom, none of that. I didn't.
Oh yeah. No, but they forget. You forget. Like, we're going to forget.
And I already kind of have. And that's I'm like, what is up with this like biology of women? Because the other day, I don't know, I saw, like Chrissy Teigen, I saw that she was pregnant, and I'm like something came over me, and I'm like, oh, like that wasn't that bad, even though I just spent how many months complaining about being pregnant and uncomfortable and like, disgusting. I'm like, what the hell? This is unfair.
Yeah. No, my sister-in-law, she is actually pregnant right now. And so she's like, I'm just so uncomfortable. And I'm like, just take pictures, because once you're not pregnant, you'll enjoy being pregnant. So
true. My other coworker, she and I were pregnant a month apart. So I had my son in November. She had her twins in December. These precious little twins. But yeah, we were like so uncomfortable just waddling around this place. And now we look back, we're like, that was so much fun. But was it though? It's not. This has been so much fun. Like, what else? What else do you want to share? I want you to just.
I feel like we need to somehow push this to all new moms.
Definitely.
Because that's the goal. I don't know. Keep them. Just let them know it's going to be okay.
It is going to be okay. Yes, it is. If you made this decision and this is what you want to do, it will be okay. It's just, it's really hard though. I think people don't know how hard it is.
Definitely downplay that. Like, motherhood is hard. They do downplay that.
Yeah. And a stay-at-home mom like you, that is the hardest job of all. Like, you're humble, but it is.
I remember when my husband first was staying home, he's like, I don't know how you do this all day. Like, it was like one of those really chaotic days, like the crying and the food everywhere. And it was just a mess. And he just is looking at me like flustered. I'm like, it's going to be okay. We'll get through this just one day at a time, just like I tell everybody else.
Yeah, it's so true. And again, men. They were just created differently than we were. I guess that's why we have the things that we do and the patience that we do, which patience I have so much more of now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thank God. Maybe those around me might not agree, but I do.
Right? It's all about you, how you feel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been so much fun.
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Keep doing what you're doing, please. Because again, like it is important to some. It may just, be Instagram, but like there are so many feelings and good messages and just support like behind our phones, and it keeps people going. Like you never know what message someone might read or post someone might read that literally can help them get up off the couch and go be the mom that they know that they can be. So you are wonderful. You're doing amazing, amazing things.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me.
Yes, just keep it up. You're amazing. Go kiss those little boys. Are they napping right now?
No, they're outside in the front of the house, like crying.
Can you hear them?
I can hear them. My husband texts me. He's like, "It's too hot." He's coming back. I'm like, "It's still going. Sorry."
Oh, no. I can let you go. I know you are busy.
No, he's got to go through it too.
That's right. It kind of like just shows them that they can do it too. Because, when this COVID stuff is over, you are going to need a vacation. Like maybe just like alone, or like you need to, Fruits of Motherhood needs to like, maybe it's salmon can pop in there too, and do some sort of mom's retreat where we just go drink mimosas and
I'm down.
Look at pictures of our kids on our phones.
Right, and then we can miss them.
And we'll miss them, but it's,
Let's do that.
Okay, fine. We'll come to Florida. I'm fine with coming to Florida. You can come to Iowa. It actually is nice here. There's more than just tractors and cows. There are a lot of those too, but we support those farmers. They're keeping this world fed.
My son would love the tractors, but he's not going to come.
No, sorry. He can come for a family vacation some other time.
I'll send him pictures of me on a tractor.
Yeah. Mommy's a farmer. Yes. She literally can do it all. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so, so much. Go take care of those boys. Tell your husband thank you from me for letting you have a few minutes away, but appreciate it and keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.